Welcome back to the Judgment Infrastructure Podcast. So far, we discussed why most podcasts fail, why monetization corrupts authority, why podcasting must become a digital twin, how episodes become movements, why sustainability requires governance. Today, we move from theory to execution. Today's question: why do most podcasts launch fail within 90 days? Even when the creator is capable. Let's apply the 2080 rules. Part 1. What most people see. Most creators think a podcast launch requires a microphone, a cover design, a hosting platform, a launch announcement, a few social posts, and a momentum should follow. But equipment is not infrastructure. Visibility is not execution discipline. Most launch fail not because of poor tools, they fail because of poor sequencing. Part 2. The critical 20%. Here is the structural 20%. Podcast launch fail because doctrine and structure are defined after publishing, not before. Improvisation replaces design. Enthusiasm replaces governance. And without governance, the first 12 weeks become unstable. Authority must be engineered before it is broadcast. Part 3. 5 whys structural diagnosis. Let's apply 5 whys. Why what? Why do creators lose consistency after a few episodes? Because production becomes chaotic. Why 2? Why does production become chaotic? Because there is no structured content plan. Why 3? Why is there no content plan? Because launch urgency replaces strategic design. And why 4? Why does urgency dominate design? Because the creator wants visibility quickly. And why 5? Why is visibility prioritized over structure? Because podcasting is viewed as marketing, not infrastructure. That is the root. Part 4. The correct launch architecture. A 90 days launch must follow 4 structure phases. First, doctrine and positioning. Second, format and recording. Third, content library build. Fourth, distribution and reinforcement. Let's break them down. Phase 1, week 1 to week 2, doctrine and positioning. Before recording anything, define core belief, define core problem, define core framework, define core enemy, and define target audience boundary. If you cannot summarize your doctrine into one paragraph, you are not ready to launch. Your microphone comes last. Clarity must come first. This stage determines long-term stability. Phase 2, week 2 to week 4, formats and recording. Now engineer production. Select one primary format, 2080 breakdown, interview with 5 why, case study structural analysis. Do not rotate formats in the beginning. Consistency reduces cognitive load. Record 6 to 8 episodes in batch. Never launch with one episode. Inventory create confidence. Confidence reduces performance pressure. Phase 3, week 5 to week 8, content library build. Continue batch recording. Your objective, minimum 12 episodes ready before public push. Simultaneously extract summary, tag recurring vocabulary, build transcribe archive, identify framework repetition. You are not building momentum yet. You are building density. Density support authority. Phase 4, week 9 to week 12. Distribution and reinforcement. Now launch. Release with backlog. Announce through email lists, LinkedIn, direct outreach, existing network. But do not pivot based on early metric. Early data is unstable. Reinforce doctrine, repeat vocabulary, connect episode. Authority is repetition under discipline. Part 5. The 20-80 application. The 20% that determine 80% of launch success. Clear doctrine before recording. Batch production. Structure archive. Fixed release schedule. Not logo polish. Sound effect. Social vitality. Guest prestige. Execution discipline matters more than aesthetic. Part 6. Governance lesson. The first 90 days are not about growth. They are about system stabilization. If your system survives 90 days, you gain confidence. You refine structure. You strengthen repetition. You reduce anxiety. If you chase growth in 90 days, you destabilize. Sequence matter. Infrastructure thinking always asks, what must be stabilized before scaling? Part 7. Authority versus hype launch. There are two types of launches: hype launch, authority launch. Hype launch focus on visibility spike. Authority launch focus on systems durability. Spike fade, structure compound. Choose durability. Part 8. Long-term framing. The 90 days protocol is not about speed. It is about survivability. If you survive 90 days, you are no longer experimenting. You are operating. Operation precedes optimization. Optimization precedes expansion. Part 9. Practical discipline checklist. Before pressing publish, confirm doctrine defined, confirm format fixed, confirm 12 episode inventory, confirm transcribe workflow active, confirm email capture system ready, confirm weekly cadence committed. If one is missing, delay launch. Delay is not weakness. Improvised launch is. Closing principle. Most podcasts do not fail because of lack of talent. They fail because of lack of structure execution. The first 90 days determine trajectory. Design before broadcasting. Stabilize before scaling. Govern before optimizing. Next week, we move beyond launch. We will examine judgment platform integration, connecting podcasts to books, courses, and infrastructure. Until then, plan with discipline, record with structure, launch with governance. This is the Judgment Infrastructure Podcast.